The GOAT Shop on Hits 92.3, the real
definition of internet radio. I'm one of your hosts, Pushalini Da God.
GOAT Shop, Sports Talk Radio. Who we talking about, man?
Man, don't ask me nothing about no Shannon Sharp, bro.
I'm Stony Brown. This is the GOAT Shop on Hits 92.3.
They beat Brady that Super Bowl. It would have been free.
Yeah, the entertainment, like that's why we talking about it. Because of the cap.
Man, don't ask me nothing about no Shannon Sharp, bro.
Morning. This is the GOAT Shop on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I am your boy, Stoner Brown. Everybody else should be in shortly. Welcome to Trump country. Yes. If you don't know or yet or haven't heard, yes, Donald J. Trump is the president again of the United States of America. Got to talk about that real quick. Not gonna get into too much politics, but hey, apparently women's rights don't matter that much. Ooh, listen, bro. This is gonna be a interesting, if to say nothing, just to say the least, this will be a very interesting next 4 years of presidency. But you know, only thing I can think about is all the money you Negroes say that Trump made you while you was there, while he was in office. So I'm waiting for this money that y'all keep talking about, even though the tax code hasn't changed since 2017 when Trump was in office, because the House nor the Senate will vote on a new fiscal plan. We still have no fiscal plan for the entire presidency of Joe Biden because the Republicans held that up in Congress, in the House and the Senate. So we've been living under the same Trump tax code since 2017. So all the money that I think people keep talking about we're supposed to have, or we had when Trump was in there, I don't know how. It's been the same tax code for 7 years, meaning we've been living under the Trump agenda for 7 years. But they talking about money gonna come back, so we'll see the money. I'm just waiting for the money to come back. I need to see the money. Hopefully we get hit with another pandemic and we get some more checks, because I don't know what world everybody's talking about. We made more money during Trump. It's all been during Trump. It ain't much has changed, because Congress has been able to do anything since Trump left office. Anyway, but now he's back in office, so Congress will start moving again. We'll start getting some, and they have Republicans have the House majority and Senate majority, so laws will get passed. Oh no, they're gonna have a lot to do with you. They may not benefit you. Morning, Auntie Juanita checking in. But they may not benefit you. They may not represent what you and your family think are core values to you, but they will get passed. I saw somebody say, if you believe Project 2025 is going to happen, you need help. I'm like, and my response to them was, we never thought they would overturn Roe v. Wade either. Never thought they would overturn Roe v. Wade, taking the right of a woman's autonomy to her body away from her and giving it to the state. We never thought that would happen, but it did. So for all my people who saying, no, it's not going to be crazy, it's not going to be wild, nobody's going to do anything crazy, remember, your daughter cannot have an abortion after 6 weeks in most states in the country, even if she's dying. Oh yeah, if the
fetus is technically non-viable and your daughter is dying of sepsis, the doctors will not intervene
after
to
6 weeks.
Her life called an abortion.
Yeah, after 6 weeks. Most women don't know they're pregnant until 6 weeks, so That's just
I knew 25 minutes afterwards.
Well,
I was waiting on the test to tell him, but I told him, hey, you did it. You shot this club all the way up. I'm telling you right now, I'm Prego. I knew it.
We still have a chance? No, Auntie. The vote is right now. He has 277 electoral votes. So there's no way to counteract that. 277 is the high. 270 is the number, and 277 is way higher than he needs. She can't. There are no more votes for her to get. So that we are with a new president, President Donald J. Trump, and we'll see what that holds for us in the future. Auntie, God is God. God is God, Auntie. God is not the president. God is God. God can move the universe and all. The president can send the National Guard down your streets to lock everything off, as they almost did during the Black Lives Matter protests. If it wasn't for his advisors, we'd had the National Guards in D.C. But anyway, not a whole lot of sports last night, but most, other than college basketball, there wasn't really any sports last night. No baseball, of course, baseball's over. No basketball, no men's basketball. A couple of college games last night. Rice FIU, Rice 77 over FIU 70. Colgate over Sunny Canton 95-62. Kennesaw State over Toccoa Falls 110-61. Go to Kennesaw State. North Texas over Evansville 80-63. Texas Tech over Bethune 94-61. Kansas State over New Orleans 89-65. Arizona State over Idaho State 55-48. BYU over Central Arkansas 88-50. San Francisco over Cal Poly 86-78. Sacramento State 106 over Cal Maritime. Why'd y'all even show up? 106-44. And Washington over UC Davis 79-73. So that's the bracket. That's early games. Like I said, no one really played any big games last night. There were not really much NBA or anything last night due to the election. But what did come out last night was the first college football standing playoff bracket. Well, the BCS, it's not, what is it?
It's a bracket.
It's a bracket, but it's really just the standings because it can change depending on who wins out and who loses, right?
It's still a bracket. Just like the playoff. Just like the NBA playoffs. Certain people they clinch. Like if you clinch at a certain point in the season based on what other people aren't doing, like lack of performance, say if we 72-10 like the Bulls went
right that
season, and then Golden State didn't break the record. They was one game short. They almost broke their record, but they clinched by being 72-10. They at a certain point before the playoffs even started that season, they already had secured home court advantage all the way
throughout the playoffs. So the first four teams already locked in their home court advantage. Well, they bye week.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, that bye week if they clinch, but it's not for certain yet because we still got to get the conference
championship
game.
But
who they got in that thing now? Pause.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We found out how bad your eyesight was yesterday.
You found out
the little shiny thing.
I thought
All
it
right.
was a piece of glass. It was a glittery neck bread tie. Now,
Right now, college football playoff projected bracket. We got Oregon number 1, Ohio State number 2, Georgia number 3, Miami at 4, Texas at 5, Penn State at 6, Tennessee at 7, Indiana at 8, BYU at 9, Notre Dame at 10, and rounding it out at 11 and 12, Alabama and Boise State. And then you got your first team out and second team out, which is 13 and 14 rankings, and that's SMU and Texas A&M. So as of right now, they're not in the playoff due to the game they just lost last week.
right.
So the buys would currently go to Oregon, Georgia, Miami, and BYU.
And BYU because right now they're leading their conference.
Right.
Right. Because it's going to go to the 4 conference leaders.
The 4 big conference
Right.
leaders. Yeah, SEC,
SEC, ACC,
Oregon went to the Big 10.
Big
I
10.
think. And I think that BYU, I think that's independent.
I thought BYU was ACC. I thought they joined the
Brigham
ACC.
Young, ACC.
I thought they joined the ACC. I may be wrong though.
We can find out.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think it's kind of early to put the bracket out, but the ranking makes sense. Based because it's a whole lot of strength of schedule. But most of those teams are SEC and Big 10 teams. I think you got 6 SEC teams in the top 12.
Yeah, I wish I could just recall it for you, but I'm trying
Trying to see if they're still in which conference they in.
Yeah, I think they independent, bro.
Like Notre Dame. Yeah, they're probably independent like Notre Dame.
Big 12.
Big 12.
Because that's what they're saying. What's clear from this first round of ranking is the committee absolutely loves the Big 10, with 4 teams ranked ahead of a subjectively more accomplished BYU team. And the Big 12 is going to face some serious headwinds. So,
Yeah.
and this particular snub has significant effects. The difference between number 8 and number 9 is the home game in the first round, of course. So as a potential conference champion, that's a moot point. But what if BYU loses the game? Perhaps the Big 12 title game. So they're in the Big 12.
They're in the Big 12. Okay, so what's up, Ryan? So you got 1 team from the Big 12, 4 teams from the Big 10, and 5 teams from the SEC.
Is Boise in the Big 12?
Now, Boise Big 10, right?
I don't know. You know they did the Great Migration this year, so
Yeah, they did all of that shit. No, Boise.
yeah. So while you looking at a side note, nah, seriously, before I forget, I think it's a sad day across, maybe not across the nation, but maybe at least in the city. I know the weather is kind of dreary today, and it's kind of mucky, humidity, gray skies. It's already kind of drizzling outside, but it just seemed like nobody's outside today. Like,
Oh, nobody's outside. When I was coming here today, it felt the same way. It felt like
nobody. You don't feel the energy. You don't feel the presence. Like you normally you, and especially in a big city. Like if you an energy person, you can feel like it's a lot of different energies around and active when you out on a given day. But like today, you can tell like
when we left the building, the parking lot was empty. Yeah, when we left the building, the parking lot was empty. The street was empty. When we got on the highway, it was nominal traffic, but it wasn't like.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering, like, are people like did the propaganda get to people about the expectation of violence due to the results, or are people just kind of like, and I need a day to goddamn.
Yeah, I think people
to figure this shit out, man.
I think people are, because remember this election was like no election we ever been through before. We used to the sitting president going against some new guy trying to take his spot. We ain't never seen the sitting president go against the old president. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never seen a former president try to run again like that. That's first of all. And then
he's the second president in the history of the United States to win a presidential race after being and it not be immediately following his original term.
Right. This the first. He's the second president to have lose a term, wait a term, and then get himself reelected. But along with that, this is the first time in our lifetime that we saw a president ousted for another candidate to take over their candidacy with 90 days left. We ain't never seen that. Was the most microwave shit I ever seen.
No homo, man. I'm gonna call him Papa Joe, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause I feel bad for him, bro.
I feel bad for Papa Joe too.
You know what I'm saying? I wonder what Papa Joe was saying like yesterday as the shit was coming in. Like,
when I know Papa Joe told him when the first day when they was like, nah, you can't do this no more. He said, because that's what he said. Y'all gonna lose this shit, dog. I promise you, dog. Y'all gonna lose this damn election, dog. I got this, dog. Just give me the ball. I got it. Just give me the.
She doesn't have the clout I have.
I'm telling you, nobody knew her. You know what I'm saying? Who is she?
I think it's shit. He's just gonna say that and freeze.
You know what I'm saying? But like we was talking
doesn't
about,
have enough clout
earlier. You made the great point that Trump been in our presidential lexicon for 12 years. Knowing what a president is and talking about a president, he's been President Trump for going on 12 years of candidacy. You know what I'm saying? Of running for president. You know what I'm saying? There's not no time when he hasn't been part of our political. Think about things like the border. He told Congress not to vote on the border just so he can have it to talk about during election. We all heard that was all over news on both sides. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We've been living under the same tax code since 2017. It hasn't changed. It's been Trump's tax code because he told Congress not to vote on any fiscal plan. So the whole time Biden has been president, he can't get none of his tax law through because they still want to live under Trump tax law. They making sure they not even voting on it. You know, so as a political figure, he's always been here. I'm not surprised that he's the president again because he never went nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Biden like those streets are not fucking with. Come on.
I promise you, bro. When they were telling him, yeah, man, you got to step down. He's going, bro.
Sunshine.
For real.
He just say what he's saying. Then he just. I'm telling you, that's probably what he did. That's probably what he did. Like, they not fucking with him.
Hold on. Listen.
Hey man,
Listen.
they stressed my boy out. He
What?
tired, man.
My boy, you saw it. Listen, in 2 weeks, he lost them last little 3 strands of the little
Well, that nigga
white hair he had on top.
Everybody
In 2
getting
weeks.
out. And these next 2 months, get ready. Christmas coming early. Everybody finna get out of prison. That nigga finna. Joe Biden don't give a fuck. That nigga finna turn up. I'm pardoning all the real niggas.
Yeah,
You know what? He could end his presidency by legalizing some shit, like just knocking it down. Like, fuck it, we gonna legalize marijuana. Fuck it, we like just go ahead and knock out some stuff that couldn't get done. He could do that. He could try to do that. But
hey, Uncle Joe,
he don't give a fuck. I got fucked over by the party.
Right. I wouldn't do none of that shit. I be telling y'all niggas, eat a dick and die.
You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't no time that the United States of America should be allowed to smoke weed recreationally, it should be the next 4 years.
Right now.
So like
we need calm. We need fuck it in our system right now.
As a woman, like keep it real with me for a second. Like as a woman, did you feel defeated?
As a woman, none of y'all can ever act like if I was single. As a woman, none of y'all could ever ask me for pussy again. I feel like every man that was on that whole abortion kick or whatever and on the wrong side of it, y'all should only be allowed to get booty from now on. Like y'all should never be allowed to touch another woman.
I just retired my dick.
Right, like y'all, for real. Everybody should
we can't get head.
Be a priest. Nothing. You can't get touched. You should only get dookie shoot from a dude that look like Shamar.
I respect,
that look like
Shamar. Yeah, like for real.
I respect that. I respect your opinion. Now, I would just gracefully bow out. I don't.
And now
we
on the other,
we already for women.
Y'all were on the right side of it. I'm talking about everybody that was on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now the other part of it,
I don't know where I fell. I just know when you said that the only option was dookie shoot.
The other issue I have is that there were so many women who voted against their own progress, and that saddens me because
Can you break that down for me. What you mean by that?
So you're voting against people who are actively saying that they are doing things to stop your own body autonomy, stop you from having your own rights to make decisions about your body. And you are actively voting against yourself with that. And what makes it worse is you're not just voting against yourself, you're voting against your daughters and you're voting against your granddaughters. And so we see statistical proof. We're not talking about what your religious belief is. We're not talking about how you feel. We have statistical proof that says that women not being able to get abortions when they need to leads to death. We see that. We have statistical proof that shows that. We have proof that shows that before women were legally allowed to get abortions, they were still getting abortions, but they were getting abortions in basements. They were using coat hangers. They were doing things that were detrimental to their well-being. So if you love women the way men say they love women, I don't understand how you could be so against it. On the other end, any man who stepped up and said she can't lead a country or whatever because she's a woman, not because of who she is or what policies, but just solely on the statement of it's a woman. I feel like that's fucked up and a slap in the face to your mama, because your mama ran your household. Your mama kept you alive. Your mama was there to nurture you and everything else. But yet you don't have that same faith that a woman can be smart enough to be able to do that and hold it down just because she's a woman. And statistically, we've only had white male presidents for the duration of this country. So it's like, hey, at this point, fuck it. Don't worry about it. Y'all can get booty hole. Y'all can get booty hole. On God, y'all can get booty hole.
On God, I can respect that.
And this is my second shot today. And after saying that, I'm gonna take a third.
I respect it.
I respect that. I can't.
But
it's funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering, are they using what they have at their disposal, meaning the characters that are participating in this place or this movie that we're watching, so to speak, on the political front. Like, I'm wondering, is it just a plot to turn people against each other, like to create division? Because it's like, do we really know that? Like, I don't think us as men are gonna let the society get so far gone to where women are like treated like they are treated in like Islamic countries. Like, I don't think America will ever get to that point. I understand like they did change the abortion law, but that was really out of fear of genetic annihilation.
Right. That's what that's about.
Like, they saw their numbers going down when it came to the population.
Yep.
And then they also have other environmental factors like global warming and stuff like that. The way that skin cancer is prevalent in the Caucasian community compared to the black community. Like, it's a lot of information that they don't put out that they make decisions based off of, and then they dress it to look a certain way. You see what I'm saying?
And that's the fear, because if you can convince, think of how many stupid ass people were voting for him. And when I say stupid, I don't mean stupid like, oh, you're dumb as hell. I mean, like, we're literally listening to these people ask us to regurgitate back exactly what you don't like, and you can't even explain what this item is. To me, that's stupid. That's uninformed, right? So if you can convince a mass of people that are uninformed anything that you can, that you want to convince them of, then where's the line? Whoever's in charge can keep moving the line. And when you are the one that's being disenfranchised, when you are the one that's having to deal with the line, it gets really scary. We just watched how you talk about the Islamic cultures, right? Over there right now, they just passed a law. Again, it's a law. So people voted on this. People brought it to the congregation. Well, people brought it to the floor, said, hey, y'all, this is what we gonna do to this particular set of people. And other people said, yeah, let's do it. And they all voted on it, right? Okay, women can no longer sing in public. They already can't be seen. They got to be covered up from head to toe, literally. Now, you can't have their voice. They don't want their voices heard in public.
Yeah, there's no vote on it. In Sharia law, there's not a vote. What happens is someone, like you said, brings it to the floor, and the elders hear about it, and all it takes is one elder who's over everything to say, yeah, that makes sense. No more women singing. We don't want to hear their voice. And
but see, in Islam, music is considered to be haram. So, like, it's only, like, they can listen to certain music, but the majority of music is already considered to be.
But it's a fine line. If you saying like y'all are saying music, but she could be talking and they be like, well, we could hear your voice and it sounds like music.
Well, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the
line keeps moving.
From the perspective of
in Sharia law, there is no line, because the line would be women's rights.
If they can find a reason to justify in the Quran, then it's fair game. And that's an understanding that is shared amongst Muslims, like, across the globe. It's more so like, I get what you're saying, but that's something that
I might have used it wrong because
no, you ain't use it wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I think
those issues is almost like some shit we gotta let them sort out.
Yeah, because
they're finding justifications in their own beliefs, and if we don't believe the same thing they believe, it's kind of like,
yeah.
But we also have Christianity. And Christianity has killed more people than any other religion on this earth in the name of, I believe this is what this book is interpreting.
Right.
So it's a very fine line between Christianity being used like Islam. I mean, like
because the Ku Klux Klan, they were under the flag of Christianity.
And we literally have a man who sat up here and sold Bibles and signed his name in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably never read the actual book, But it just, I don't know. I always joke and say if I die and come back, I still want to come back as a black woman. And today might be the first day where I've actually questioned that feeling. Like I even this conversation, it really is I can feel it physically affecting me.
Yeah,
and I'm not that type of person. And it's just because I'm afraid of, the future. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I hadn't had kids yet, this would be that moment in time where I would say I'm good at this point. No matter how young I was, I'd be like, I'm good. Just because I would have to wait to see how this affected our world before I brought somebody else into it and having to deal with it.
Make
Man,
perfect sense.
my daughter hit me up yesterday morning around 9:00 and said, Dad, I need to get my passport together. I'm really scared about what's going to happen in the world, and I just want to get out. Her family's from Trinidad. Her family's from Haiti. My family's from Trinidad. So we've got places to go if we really wanted to get up out of this spot. But
passports cost less than a pair of Jordans. They $250.
But what I told her was, you got to be hopeful. You can't live in fear because presidents have come and gone. This country has been worse than what you know now. You know what I'm saying? It's just in your lifetime, this is the most fearful thing. This is the most impactful thing. But keep your hope. You know what I'm saying? Because I can vividly remember, because I was talking to the Uber driver. I remember the last 2 times I was fearful, straight up and down, fearful of white folks. And both of those were, and one of those was during the Trump presidency, January 6th, and how they responded and what happened. And the other time was 9/11 and how they responded to immigrants of all, how they responded to immigrants after 9/11 because of the people from the Middle East. And I remember that fear. I remember that angst, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember that time went on, life went on, and things, people worked it out amongst people. You know what I'm saying? We all came to certain senses of who we are and what this country is. With the Trump situation, while I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I understand how a vast number of women have the same feelings that, Sunshine has about the election. But I also have to tell them, I have to remind them that just like being black is specific to black people, women's rights were specific to women's rights. They put abortion on multiple ballots across the country, and in multiple places it lost. You know what I'm saying? Because women's rights are specific to women. You know what I'm saying? And when men going in here to vote, some of them are not thinking about women's rights. They thinking about border. They thinking about economy. They thinking about safety. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talked of the number one thing that people talked about in the exit polls was economy and democracy. So if people are voting on their wallets, that's what
People can't think about politics when they bills not paid.
Right.
They don't give a fuck who in office. They just know whoever is in there is their fault. So we need somebody different. Right. And I think that's what hurt Kamala more than anything.
Right, because the number one thing that they kept asking people was, did you like Biden's presidency? And based upon Biden's presidency, do you think Kamala's going to do anything different? And most people, and like most of us, I didn't really feel like Kamala presented. Only thing she presented was a few tax plans. And if you read her tax code, you would know that her tax code would actually save Americans close to $1,000 a year on taxes in comparison to the Trump tax code, which is still in effect since 2017. Kamala's new tax code would propose to save Americans somewhere like $835. This is the average American with 2 children living in a household. 2-parent household, 2 children and a dog. It would have saved you $1,000 had you elected Kamala. But again, I think it's too much of the same old. People just, like you said, Biden's presidency was not anything that, we thought it was going to be it's going to bring back Because honestly, Trump's president. That's why we have elected. People forget we elected Biden because the shit that Trump was doing was so crazy. That's what surprised me about this election and how close it was in the beginning. It was like, y'all really don't remember some of the stuff that was going down during the Trump administration?
No, they don't. That's how they've programmed us to have a microwave attention span.
Mm-hmm.
So like we don't remember anything that's not current events type shit.
Well, y'all gonna remember this time. Y'all gonna remember this time because I'm not forecasting anything. I just going off of the experience of the last Trump presidency. You know what I'm saying? Especially what happened during the pandemic. You know, Biden comes in and, you know, they're trying to save the world of pandemic. But do y'all not remember the pandemic and how they mishandled that whole thing? The Trump administration was fighting the CDC about masks and so right. He actually said, well, if you could get some bleach inside of you, it probably would clean everything, or some ultraviolet rays. No, she didn't. I'm not.
Well, I mean, I think that's just
No.
That's kind of like the president is like the preacher. Like certain people feel like everything that come out their mouth is golden, and it ain't a need to question it. Like, so I can't just.
What I hope Kamala runs again.
She should.
I think she should. I think you take 4 years.
Let him get his little shine on for another 4 years.
Nah, but not just let him get his shine on. Do the work and be on his ass, like how Stacey Abrams was on
Brian
Kemp. Even though she ain't win the election the second time, she was out on the campaign. She was in the public for 4 years, and nobody forgot her name. And you know what I'm saying, she didn't get that position, but she did end up with a position in the Biden White House. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Harris, I'm like, all right, let him get his shine, but bro, don't back down. Take another 4 years and do what Trump did.
Right.
For the last 4 years, Trump been anti-Biden everything. You know what I'm saying? And even before he was talking about running again. So, but yeah, it's definitely a different morning. It's November 6th, and it's the other side of what we as, you know, it depends on what side you're on, because if you're on the other side, if you were a Trump supporter, you know, like you said, you're going to text people, Trump 2024, Trump 2025. You know what I'm saying? And you got your candidate in. But it's going to be some reckoning in the country on both sides. Because what I'm looking for first to happen is mass deportation.
You're American. If you have two immigrant parents and you were born here, you need to be scared too. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you need to be scared too. But if you married somebody and that's how you got here, you better be scared. Like, it's people who are going to go to places that they have never been, that they're not from anymore. They don't know how that shit worked there. They don't know what kind of money they got. They don't speak the language there. None of that. And you're going to be getting kicked out.
The first person on the first day is going to be the undocumented. That's going to be the very first ones. Everyone we can scoop up on the street who don't have papers,
Right, they're just gonna be running down.
they're just going to be running.
Or if you look undocumented.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, he set up there, and I'm saying this only because I'm repeating things that he said. He stood up on that stage and said, I can look at a person and tell if they are a good or a bad immigrant and if they undocumented or not, which means his police forces and everybody else, they're going to be standing on that same thought process of what Trump said. He can look at you and tell, I can look at you and tell too.
Yeah, but it's a process. At first, you have to get all the undocumented out, and then you can start the second level. You know what I'm saying? And then after the second level, you can start the third level because you'll have the justification. Look, we cleaned up the streets. We got it looking good. We got all the undocumented. Now we need to get to all the people who's questionable. Did you marry somebody just to get in this country? Did you have a kid just to get in this country? Because if we think you did, then you going next, because that's also fraud. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole remember the Dreamers campaign during the Trump administration. They had to pass a law to guarantee that children born on the soil from American parents would have the right to stay, but their parents were deported. That was the whole thing about the Dreamers program. And because in the former administrations in the years past, if you had children on American soil, you were allowed to stay to raise those children as American citizens. But they changed the laws. That's what the Dreamers law was about. They changed it so now it doesn't matter. You have a certain amount of time to become an American citizen after you have a child. But if you have not taken the process, the child can either go back to the country with you or can stay here in America with another American relative or go into the foster parent system. But it's going to be bureaucracy, because no type of discrimination goes unpaid. You're not going to get people to discriminate for free. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a huge bureaucracy. ICE is going to get more money than they ever had. They'll put a whole bunch of money into Homeland Security, Border Patrol, and your local ICE agents, and you're going to see ICE riding up and down your streets until you don't see no immigrants on the street walking without papers anymore. That's going to be the first thing you see. And then after that, if you get a congressman crazy enough to start with remember it was close the borders to all the different countries that we don't like. Remember that list during the Trump program.
And black people don't think that this is just about Mexicans, because guess what? Some of y'all look Haitian and they gonna come after y'all. Some of y'all look Jamaican. Y'all ain't supposed to be here neither. Some of y'all look African. Y'all ain't supposed to. An immigrant is an immigrant. I don't know why y'all think immigrants is just Mexicans or just illegal alien. Like y'all, no, folks.
You're not from here.
Hey, real talk. You might be from Canada and get kicked out.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, there's definitely Canadians getting kicked out. There's definitely Canadians get kicked out, but it's going to be a lot of bureaucracy. It's going to be a lot of laws passed. A lot of interests are going to be pushed to the forefront that were not pushed to the forefront. It's going to be wild. But the funny thing is, what should change in positive from Trump being in the office is felony records should be wiped out clean. There should be nobody who can't get a job or a car or a house because they have a felony record. That should be completely overturned. That idea should be out the window. Not me personally, I'm still going to treat,
I'm applying for any job I want to apply for. I don't give a damn if I qualify or not.
Nah.
Yeah, I can learn on the job. Y'all can give me a try.
Right.
Give me a try. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, look, you don't get a president to try.
You know what I'm saying?
It should be based, for certain stuff, it should be based on character skills, and they should probably have like a little entry level assessment you do to show that you got certain little, computation skills and problem solving skills. critical
Shaul
thinking and
crazy.
shit.
He said, I got a Mexican friend who wants the border to be closed because he said them Venezuelans are taking our jobs.
Yeah, I
It's the
can understand
Venezuelans.
that.
They're taking our jobs.
I can understand
They're
that.
taking our jobs.
Not even Mexican, gringo.
That's what I mean.
I'm
That's,
Venezuelan.
now they just seeing how
I'm
black
Colombian.
people, what black people deal with,
Right, you
well,
just
what everybody deal with, but specifically
Right.
black people.
Shaul, tell your Mexican friend, welcome to the struggle.
Tell him he's officially a nigga now.
Yeah, they Negroes now. Tell them they Negro. They can tell them they can say the N word now.
El Negro.
El Negro. El Negro. You fuck you El Negros. Always taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs. That was the funniest shit in South Park. That's hilarious. But that, it's funny. But as you can see, if you pay attention to the vote, that's how they feel. That's how Latinos actually feel. That's how hardworking Latinos who came here as illegals at one time are feeling about other illegals coming here and taking their jobs.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing I saw when I started seeing, like, when they kept pressing Hispanics, but specifically Puerto Ricans,
yeah,
about where they stood when it came to Trump, and like to see the ones that still were in support of Trump, like, just get this cognitive dissonance where they couldn't even. It's like their brain would just shut off at the question, like, well, what, he didn't say anything about Puerto Ricans. What? Trump? He fought with Puerto Ricans.
Does he?
Like they would not address that statement that he made about them being trash.
Nope.
So I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I guess once
all of the Puerto Rican community forget how mad they was at Trump throwing paper towels at them when they needed funding. When they needed funding after hurricane hit their country.
That was an earthquake. That was an earthquake.
That was an earthquake?
I know they got hit when you talking about when he was in office.
Yeah.
Around COVID.
Yeah.
They got hit with an earthquake and a hurricane.
I know they got I know they had got.
Yeah, they got hit with an earthquake. That shit levels some shit.
Right. It was an earthquake. You're right. It was an earthquake too. They got hit like within months of each other, and he went down there to throw paper towel. Now, I'm not saying that the Trump campaign, the Trump administration didn't give any money or anything like that, but he totally mishandled that situation. And his comments later were, Puerto Rico's trash anyway. I don't know. People just, like you said, cognitive dissonance is, that's part of being a Trump follower, really.
Yeah, you gotta cut your brain off and ignore certain shit.
Craig talking about Trump money. Trump money, oh Lord. We gonna see. That's all I'm saying. For everybody who voted him in, if money don't come back in the country, if we not going Birdman hands, I need to see pandemic type money, dog. I need to see PPP
Well, I mean, it's
loan.
gonna take that just to save the country anyway. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. If we don't get it,
the interest rates was messed up this last term. The market wasn't performing at its best because people were scared to put money in. They wasn't borrowing because of the interest rate. So the whole finance world was kind of screwed. Like, if you wasn't into crypto, it was kind of really hard for people to make money in some of the traditional ways. Now, it was still possible, but you had to really look for better trades. You had to really scout hard. Like, it wasn't
catch something that was overnight or something that shot up out of nowhere.
You had to really be on your toes, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody talking about money was better during Trump. I'm just saying, I need the manyan. Trump back in office.
Yeah, the markets need to be going up.
Nobody talking about they
Bitcoin
broke.
Need to go to 250,000.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nobody talking about they broke no more. Every Negro that owe me some money, it's Trump season. Pay up. Because it's going to be money. Y'all kept saying when Trump was in office, we had money. So you owe me money. Trump back in office. Your money coming. Send me mine.
Go holler at your local representative and
Right.
let them know you need some legislation put in place so you can come up with that paper.
Because that was not a mantra, but that was a common thought or a common reason that was expressed for why, as a black man, you would vote for Trump again. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only reason why anybody really voted for Trump. Like, yeah, he still had his true Trump supporters that's been voting from the first term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but the main reason why people voted for this man is just based on, like you said, the exit poll numbers. The economy was the biggest concern, and they was not going to trust this current administration and nobody involved in to lead the country out of this financial slump, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say people was for wrong. Like the money-oriented people who they main thought is how I'm gonna get that bag every day. I could pretty much that's what I was gonna say. It's more like the gift and the curse concept. Like, okay, America has become this luxury-based society, so everything is based on how much money you can acquire, and then that determines your quality of life. So now people are voting for the person who they feel like is going to give them the best chance at making the most money, because people are realizing I'm most of the time I'm being treated like my bank account look.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get a bigger bank account, I'll get treated better. So that's
we know that's ridiculous.
I mean, but that's
how people think. That's how people honestly think.
In a place like Atlanta, you go out a couple times and you'll see that's how people move too. Like for a person that's not,
I mean, Atlanta's
highly confident.
Atlanta's a different story because that's remember the producer of Black Panther goes to the bank and tries to deposit a check and they call the police on him. You know what I'm saying? And he went to a Fifth Third bank, and he's a black man. Fifth Third is a black-owned bank, and that happened in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen many. In my mind, I've seen many examples of people thinking that because that their checkbook is going to outrank their skin color or their, you know what I'm saying? But you're right. Social status is definitely tied to finances in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It just, when it all boils down to it, me and you both know that ain't the real.
A rich guy help another rich guy before he'll help a guy that's not rich.
Yep. 100%. 100%. That's why Elon linked up with Trump.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. They trying to keep them pockets stacked.
They trying to go big on big.
On big, right. Yeah. All right, man. We're going to wrap it up today, man. It's been an interesting day. Couple of games tonight. Tomorrow we'll talk sports. Might have a guest tomorrow, but for sure we'll have Tiffany Simmons on Friday. And I'm sure she'll have some things to talk about. She loves to talk, and that's why I like to bring her on all the time. Just, she a chick that ain't scared to talk. Anyway, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. It's the GOAT Shop, man. I'm Stoner Brown.
I'm Pushalini Da God.
.net will be back.
Mic check, 1, 2. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy DJ Play Something. I'm coming to you live right here from Glass House Radio. We here at the last Valley Club party ever. This the one for if you ugly, this ain't for you. If you go sit down. Yeah, we got the new one right here for Willie Hit and Sawyer Williams. It's called Available. Let's get it.
I wanna be available to you. I wanna be available, and I only wanna be there for you. I wanna be available.
Oh, you do? From the last thing I heard, what you want with a boo? I hit your line that time, you was talking to dude, and you was like, fuck niggas, every one of you two. I'm like, damn, he broke your heart, ain't it? And never took you anywhere but too far, ain't it? Got you hitting pearl, mister, you gon' gon' see the stars, and they wrote this off of you, West Star Spangle, that's the angle, X Rose, when I get there writing songs, you the right one. Ain't no other me, girl, it's only like one. I'm tryna leave that pussy killed, ride it pipe something, not just one night, but this could be night one. Tomorrow night 2, and after that night 3. And if it's on site, girl, I wanna sightsee. I ain't even know you knew about the Valley Club, but I'm glad you came, nigga, fucked around and found love, goddamn.